in the business world. But when you go to the ceremony, it's the world of ideas. This world of business world is international conference here. It's a big world, everybody, their brothers and sisters are here. But inside the world of ideas, inside the ceremonial circle, it's as big as the world that we live in. And that's what they call lifetime learning. On the progressive side, the business world, there's a retirement. And you can get your Social Security check every month. But on the world of ideas, there's no retirement. This thing goes on and on and on. So there's two sides of the coin. There's always two sides, there's not one side. There's the progressive and the classical. And I think that's where I was shortchanged education. That's what I think. I didn't really understand myself. I lived in a world of moral darkness. Somewhere the light came on in my mind, to where I began to rediscover my own culture through Western education. I didn't really appreciate my culture through the Navajo language. I relearned it through now in American culture. That's what happened to me. So I think this panel here, we speak from a separate group, and I can talk about Navajo culture on my end. It speaks to being happy, to be happy. But on the American side, we are also one people. We say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. And what is American culture? Where does it begin? I think it begins where, in the Declaration of Independence, where it states that we uphold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Meaning all men are created equal means that we're all brothers and sisters in here. That's where the kinship comes in. That we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So if we begin to understand our cultures that way, we're not going to be in some type of spiritual disparity. I think that's where it's at. I prayed that way for you all at the beginning, to wish you well, as a goodwill to all of you. And I think we have to have a conscience to speak to our legislatures, to plead with them, even though they're not here, to talk to them and let them know that there has to be some balance, there has to be some understanding amongst the people. So, like Mr. Benali, my brother right here, up there in Navajo country, they're scared about this big train coming over, running over them. That's how they are. So they are working with their tribal government. They are working with the Navajo Nation Council. And he has been appointed as a representative like that. So along those lines, I think we have to respect each other. So the psychedelic that I see is part of the business world. But we over here, our medicine people, are part of the world ideas. So the passage that I read to you earlier speaks to ideas being cheapened. Your visions, how you see things going on in the ceremony, we cannot cheapen those. You each have like a pearl. You each have a crystal. You gotta keep polishing that crystal. We have to keep polishing that pearl and not let it tarnish. So I think that's where that is going to sustain us as an American people. It's going to sustain us as Native people. So I just wanted to say that to all of you. The other 50% I was going to say earlier. So thank you. You all are beautiful people. Thank you.
They barely gave me one. We're gonna let our last panelist talk.
Just want to guide everybody to take a deep breath. A lot of information has been shared here in this panel. A lot of truth, a lot of hard truth, and it's necessary. It is sad to know that only one Cheyenne and Arapaho representative is in this room, only one. We are all here in Colorado, and we are all here in Denver. These are stolen lands. There's no reparation of what happened here in the massacre, that it happened, and it pushed away the people of this land to Oklahoma, to Wyoming. When Decriminalized Denver happened here in 2018, I was part of that because I believe that no plant medicine should be qualified as Schedule 1, that they don't have any medicinal property. Since then, 5 years ago, I have been asking for inclusion. I have been asking why are we not calling the Arapaho people, of the Cheyenne, of the youth, or all of the others native that live here and that have crossed here. After Decriminalized Denver happened, there was a big boom ripple effect that it went throughout the whole country and throughout the whole world, actually. This is the reason why Max then decided to do Psychedelic Science 5 years later here in Colorado. These are powerful land. Like my sister Dottie over here was saying, the blessing of the rain outside. That's not a coincidence. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Adriana Lesca. I come from Chile, from the Condor Nation. My lineage is the Mapuche, which means Mapu means earth and Che means people. So we speak for the earth. We speak for these medicines. We speak, I'm representing myself and I'm speaking for myself today here. But my people and all of the indigenous people of the world are really connected to nature. We all know that, right? There is no way that the secrecy of this medicine can be done without the connection with nature, without the connection of ceremony, or without the connection, the foundation of community. There's no way that the medicine can work without those elements. And then the elders here have shared about language, the importance of language. It's really, really, really important that those who hold the medicine and the space for healing to happen, that they connect to their language. That's where the healing happens. It doesn't happen in a weekend that you become a shaman all of a sudden. When we're talking about plant medicine and antigens, we're talking about native people's medicine. We're not talking about cars or cell phones. We're not selling a product, right? And this is pretty much what the psychedelic movement is doing. It's seeing plant medicine as a product, that they can benefit from it, that they can have investors come to this land, that they are Doris land, her people land, that they were pushed away. They were not consulted by this big corporation coming from California to do a legislation in this land. There has not been inclusion. There has not been respect toward those who hold the medicine. My brother Kutumi, let's speak for the people of the South, my people, the Condor people. Why we don't have a shaman over here from the Amazon speaking? Why don't we have somebody? Why don't we have somebody from Gabon here speaking? I heard actually that there was a lot of difficulty to bring elders from Gabon because this organization did not help in the process of the visa to be able to come. So who are we benefiting? And the Mastic and Dinti, Angela is saying. So who are we benefiting then? Is this for self-benefit or is this for healing and for community? The fact that you are here past 4:45, the fact that you chose to stay and not go into the agenda of this conference, speak very loud of you. And I wanted to say thank you for that. Thank you for giving the respect that this panel, these elders, can you please stand up your hands? Who is living in Colorado right now? Who is from Colorado? Wow, I love you. So you guys, I invite you to connect with Dottie, to connect with the elders from this land, to learn what happened in this land, to honor what happened in the massacre, to feel inspired to create reparations and inclusion. And like it has been said in this panel, to learn from those who have carried the medicine from generation to generation to generation. They know what they're doing. You can know that, or you can become that in 6 months or whatever long Proposition 122 wants to say that you can become all of the sudden a practitioner and pay thousands of dollars to get a certification. The elders who carry these medicines, sometimes they don't even want to, but it's in their lineage, and they have to.
Yep.
Why are we not respecting that? That's a big deal. We're talking about indigenous people's medicines. Again, we're not selling cars or cell phones or computers. These are indigenous medicines. And like my brother Kutumi expressed what happened with tobacco. Please take a moment to reflect on that. And this is not to scare you or to think that what you're doing is wrong. It is to educate you. Because we don't know what we don't know. And sometimes we feel the call, the medicine calls us, and we feel the call to help others, right? And I honor that on all of you that feel the calling to be of service and to help others. But go and learn from those who have the medicine being given today by Creator. Not by choice, not by buying a certification. Even if you have all of this desire to help others, it's beautiful. But go and respect and do it in the right way. And sometimes we don't know the right way because this is the first time this is happening, right? Colorado somehow was like the explosion of it, and now it's everywhere happening. And now we have a 12,000 people conference happening here in Colorado. I understand there's mistakes and there are good things as well. But we don't know what we don't know. And pretending that we know, and no asking the indigenous people, and no consulting with the indigenous people, and no learning from them, is going to create a lot of harm. So think about it. And those who are not from Colorado, who didn't stand up their hand, learn from who are the indigenous of the land that you live. Learn about it. Reconnect with them. Create inclusion, preparation. There's a lot of work that it can be done. We can't just bypass and think that we are on the right path because, now we are in the psychedelic movement. You can co-create something without looking at the history. Otherwise, you're just going to repeat it. And if we don't honor the land, first of all, the power of the land, the power, for example, what's happening here in Colorado. I remember 5 years ago saying to the people who were part of the organized member, this is not about you, neither about psilocybin or about mushrooms. This is about the land. The land is asking for healing. The land is asking for reparation. And that started by honoring the people of this land who were kicked out, cowed, far, far, far away, put in very extreme conditions. There's an erasure of
culture that is happening very behind the whole psychedelic and the whole beautiful pictures and images. There's an erasure happening of culture underground under that. And we need to be aware of that. We need to acknowledge that and pray for ideas of how can we do this together and be the bridge that Ulysses was speaking. How can we be those bridges? How can we do this in the right way? Not only for us, not only for the land, not only for the medicine, but for the future of this planet, for the future generations. We are moving into a new era as a planet, where technology is booming, where technology is going super, super fast. In the last 10 years, we have seen more technology and advances than we ever have seen in history. So these medicines are necessary to balance that out. The connection with Mother Nature is crucial for the survival of the human species. And these medicines are an invitation to reconnect to our roots, to reconnect to where we come from, and to honor where we live. And to, if you feel invited, to be of service. Start by decolonizing yourself. And decolonizing ourselves doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen over a weekend of training. It is a lifetime work, and it requires humility and hard work, and understanding that we don't know much things. The more we know, we realize the less we know. But there are elders who have a lot of wisdom, and that they're still alive. We have lost a lot of elders in the past 2-3 years. A lot of wisdom and knowledge went with them. We're in a crucial time to learn from the elders. We're in a crucial time to understand that what the elder over there was saying, this is all about business, but there is the spiritual world, and we don't know nothing about the spiritual world. We really know very little. We are in diapers to understand the spiritual world. So if we are working with these plant medicines, then it should be whole in a sacred way, in a respectful way, and by those who have been passing down to generation by a creator, by Mother Nature, not by a certification that you pay for it. Thank you very much.